for the overnight low. Tomorrow, a partly sunny day, near 33. Saturday, partly sunny, a chance of light snow Saturday night. Saturday's high about 40, then 18 for the overnight low Saturday night. Sunday, partly sunny, 35. Partly sunny Monday, 37. Fargo-Moorhead, cloudy, 32. Paul Jurgens, News Radio, KFGO.
The Mighty 790 KFGO, good afternoon, and welcome back to The Drive. KFGO time coming up on 4:10. I'm Dan Michaels. Paulie Lines is our producer, and you just heard the great Paul Jurgens, our news director in the KFGO News Center. He was speaking about this little band of wetness coming our way here. I'm looking at the radar right now, and it is west-southwest of Fargo, moving a little east-northeasterly, so looks like the bottom part of this is going to nip the Fargo-Moorhead area here probably in about an hour or so. A guesstimate by that. We'll check Tom Szymanski's forecast again coming up in a couple of minutes. Well, we've all heard the exciting news. We've watched the stock market react to it. Those of us who are waiting for that vaccine to bail us out of this pandemic situation, heartened to see that Moderna comes out just a few days ago and says their vaccine in their trials has come out as 95% effective. We've seen Pfizer come out. They say their vaccine has the efficacy of about 95% as well. So how are we doing with these vaccines? Well, it's time to turn to the expert. He's been with us before, and boy, is this guy smart. Dr. Dean Fennelli is a Ph.D. and a partner in the Intellectual Property Department of Seyfarth Shaw LLP's Washington office. His practice focuses on an incredible array of things: chemical, pharmaceutical, biotechnology industries. His expertise lies in patent portfolio creation and management, and it goes on and on. I'd probably embarrass him if I kept going. Dr. Fennelli graduated from George Washington University Law School and then got his Ph.D. in organic chemistry from Temple University. This guy is one smart guy. Let's go to our guest this afternoon, Dr. Dean Fennelli, Ph.D. Hello, Dr. Fennelli.
Hi, how are you? Good to join you.
It's great to have you with us as well. I'm glad I ended up in radio. I remember the day I dropped in organic chem. So, and you've got a PhD in organic chemistry. Just truly remarkable. What an interesting combination, Dr. Fennelli. Before we dive into what we're talking about, I mean, you have your law degree. You work at a law office, but you've got your PhD in organic chemistry. That's very rare, isn't it?
Yeah, there's not too many of us, but I kind of use that understanding of the technology and work with a lot of pharma companies to help them maneuver their agreements, transactions, and patent applications to protect their drugs.
Well, I tell you what, it's a pleasure to be talking to you on the air this afternoon. Since the last time we talked, there's been great news that has come out, and that is that some of these trials have determined that some of our vaccines are very effective. So let's jump into that. What type of vaccine has Pfizer got, and what makes it better than the others? What's going on?
Yes, Pfizer and Moderna are both developing vaccine candidates that have never been used before. These are mRNA candidates, and basically when you think of a vaccine, you're thinking either of a dead version of a vaccine, a weakened version, or some subunit or surface protein that is indicative of that virus that would elicit an immune response. Here, they're going upstream of that a little bit, and they're basically delivering the mRNA to the body and using the body's cellular machinery to make that surface protein. We've seen that spike protein that then would elicit that immune response. And the nice thing about that is these are quicker to manufacture, so that's why it kind of makes sense that Pfizer and Moderna are in the lead. But certainly there was a lot of risk, not having developed these type of mRNA vaccines in the past.
Well, it sure sounds like they're going down the right road. So the companies have come out, Dr. Fennelli, and said that they're 95% effective. Are these part of clinical trials, and how far along are we in those clinical trials?
Yeah, so these are in phase 3 clinical trials, which is the last phase before approval. And how they come up with that number is they'll have, let's say they have a 40,000 person trial. They'll have 20,000. Half the trial will get a placebo. The other half will get the actual vaccine candidate. And then just through the natural cycle of events, people that come in contact with the virus become exposed to it. And you'll look at how many people in the placebo group got the virus compared to the vaccination group, and then that'll give you your number. So, for example, if 95 people in the placebo group got it, 5 in the vaccination group, then that's how they calculate their 95% efficacy.
So, Operation Warp Speed, I think everyone is thankful that we're at this point so fast and that we're talking about a vaccine. But is there enough research? Should we be concerned about the speed-up process?
I don't think so. Certainly, that's in my opinion. Certainly, this has been sped up. When you think about drug or vaccine development, you're typically talking in the term of 10 or more years. Here, we're doing it in the span of 10, 11 months. But nonetheless, you have the FDA, which is quite literally the gold standard of regulatory approval in the world. You have independent bodies of scientists that are looking at this data. You have scientists in the companies that are looking at it. And if you recall, over the summer, the J&J vaccine candidate as well as the AstraZeneca, they were paused. And then they were resumed after they analyzed the pause. So any little glitch that raises eyebrows, the FDA and these independent bodies, as well as the companies themselves, are going to scrutinize that data and make sure that there's no inkling of any suspicion that there's any safety issues. And certainly from that 95% number, the efficacy certainly looks very promising.
Dr. Dean Fennelli is joining us. Dr. Fennelli's focus is on pharmaceutical and chemical-related technologies, including those in the fields of new chemical entities, pharmaceutical formulations, polymers, diagnostics, medical devices. You can tell he's quite an expert in his field. So, Dr. Fennelli, when will the vaccine likely be available to Americans?
Yeah, so that's the billion-dollar question, and it looks like Pfizer is going to submit their application for emergency use authorization with the next couple of days. And, you figure if they do that the week of Thanksgiving, it'll take about 3 to 4 weeks before that's approved. So probably right around a little before Christmas, we could see the first vaccine being rolled out. And this would be for high-risk people like healthcare workers, essential personnel, as well as older individuals and those with those high likelihood of comorbidities like diabetes. But for the general public, realistically, we're probably looking at around the end of Q1, the beginning of Q2 of 2021.
Okay. So did you say February 2021? Is that what you said?
Sorry, the end of the first quarter, beginning of the second quarter. So maybe March, April timeframe of 2021 for the general public.
So how long do you think it will take So let's get to the general public in, let's say, April. So how long and how much would it take to saturate the general population?
Well, through Operation Warp Speed, the Trump administration already has supply agreements with Moderna, with Pfizer, with Johnson & Johnson, with AstraZeneca, and actually unprecedented, these companies are actually manufacturing the vaccine while they're still doing these trials so that they don't have that lag between approval and then manufacturing. Typically, you would start after you get approval. But so I would say, with all that going on, getting the high-risk people vaccinated first, we're probably talking about maybe the end of next summer, beginning of the fall before, we have enough people vaccinated so the population has that herd immunity and we can at last get back to some normalcy.
But if they're manufacturing like that, isn't that a great sign that they must be confident?
It is a great sign that they're confident. It's also at risk. Certainly, if they don't get approval, and Pfizer and Moderna, I'd say it's pretty, almost, in my opinion, definite that they're going to, unless something just completely is awry. But it looks like they're going to get approval. But you're right. With this at risk or this manufacturing, there also is the risk, in addition to their confidence, the risk that if they don't get it, they've just wasted, all that material.
Dr. Dean Fennelli is joining us today. We are talking about the vaccines that are starting to get some great reviews. So, Dr. Fennelli, what would your message be to the vehement anti-vaxxers that are out there?
Yeah, there's always going to be skeptics, but I would say, look, we need as many people as possible to get vaccinated. I think, healthful hesitancy, being unsure, that's fine. This has been done very quickly, but the data that's out there is publicly available. People are looking at this data. There's scientists all over the world. The data is being published in peer-reviewed journals so that even independent scientists can look at it and, raise concerns if they have it. So, there's always a risk with anything, but, this is going to be de-risked as much as possible. And, at least in my opinion, it looks like it's going to be very safe as well as very effective.
Dr. Fennelli, I was hoping you could comment on this. I recently was reading some material that was talking about how as we do more and more research, and boy, isn't this going to be cool as time goes by and the research, pays off with the investment of understanding this virus a lot better. But the stuff I've read recently talks about how immunity might be a lot longer than people think. In other words, if you have to get a flu shot every year, the immunity might last within the human body so long that you wouldn't have to get a COVID-19 shot every year. Have you heard anything along those lines of immunity?
I did see some preliminary data that looks like, immunity is long-lasting, which would be a great thing. That's one of the big questions, and we can't really predict that. Only time will tell that. You measure out how long the antibodies last. So certainly, that's a big question, but it looks like at least from the preliminary data that's starting to come out that there is, from those initial people that got the vaccine early on in the trials, that, that immunity is longer lasting. So that is certainly good news as well.
Dr. Fennelli, will there be a normal again one day?
I hope next fall, because I could tell you, I'm talking about this, but I'm out there with the rest of everyone. I'm really tired of the vaccine. I'm fatigued by it. I'm tired of wearing a mask. So I'm really keeping my fingers crossed that, by next summer, end of next summer, we can at least get back to some more normalcy and see, sports like they're supposed to be viewed, and, go out to dinner and do all the normal things that we love doing.
Yeah, I sure hope so, too. I wonder what the lasting effects will be as the years unfold. At any rate, it's a pleasure to talk to you again, Dr. Fennelli, and we deeply appreciate your expertise. Thank you so much.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me.
You bet. Have a good evening. KFGO time coming up on 422. You're listening to The Drive on the Mighty 790 KFGO.
Local, regional, national, and world news at no cost to you. The most honored broadcast news website in Fargo-Moorhead is KFGO.com.
Smith Motors in Wapaton offers you great November specials on their entire inventory of pre-owned vehicles so you can handle winter driving. Great options for every budget and purpose. Get a 2011 Chevy K1500 4x4 for just $17,490, or a 2019 GMC K1500 4x4 for $47,990. Even a 2008 Chrysler 300C all-wheel drive for $69,990, and a 2017 Chevy Cruze LT for only $13,990. Hurry in to Smith Motors in Wapaton. Small-town friendly, big-town deals, or visit them online at smithmotors.com.
Looking for all the fun of raising soybeans with a little more freedom when it comes time to spray them? Check out Legacy Seeds Enlist options. Yields on our Enlist soybeans have been equal or exceeding the yields of other trait platforms. We got many options to choose from, like our 0320, leading the trials in both Minnesota and North Dakota, or 0429, a defensive leader in its own right, or 0830 with cyst nematode leading the Minnesota first trials this year, or 1320 showing impressive yields in 2019 as well as 2020. To get a hold of these hot Enlist lines, contact your local Legacy Seeds dealer.
Don't get stuck inside this winter. Escape to the outdoors with your friends and family on a Polaris snowmobile. The holiday sales event features great deals on new Polaris snowmobiles, including 0% financing for 48 months. Plus, with Factory Choice, your dealership has unique inventory in their showroom. Explore the mountains on the RMX Chaos or hit the trails with the Indy XC. Go see Mike and Kelly at Highway Service Polaris in Hankinson to find the ultimate Polaris snowmobile for you.
When it comes to Medicare plans, there are so many options and costs to consider. But UCare, they decomplicate it all. Take their Medicare Advantage plans. They cover just about everything you need. Doctor's visits, prescription drugs, dental, vision, and hearing aids. And some plans start at $0 a month. You can likely keep your doctor too, since UCare's network includes 96% of all Minnesota providers. Talk to the experts, the super nice figure-outers at UCare, or compare and shop plans at ucare.org/Medicare16.
We're granting your Christmas gift request.
Oh my God, that is so wonderful and amazing. Thank you. Thank you so much.
It's the KFGO Christmas gift. If you know of a family or individual who finds themselves in need this holiday season, please let us know. Go to KFGO.com, click on the Christmas gift icon, and follow the instructions. We'll be granting Christmas gifts every weekday in December at 7 a.m. and 5 p.m. on your Christmas gift station, the Mighty 790, KFGO.
Bagan-Strinden Vision has been providing outstanding cataract care for over 30 years. There's a reason that thousands of people have chosen to have this delicate procedure done by the trusted and experienced hands of Dr. Strinden and Dr. Bagan. They're both third-generation North Dakotans with a reputation for integrity, the most recent technology, and top-notch care. If you are considering LASIK or cataract surgery, there's a lot you need to know. Please take the time to call Bagan-Strinden Vision. You will find that there is a difference. Experience you can trust.
Celebrate doctors, nurses, EMTs, and all medical professionals and first responders in the fight against COVID-19. They are our heroes. Nominate and submit your family, friends, and coworkers as we honor heroes of medicine in our community. Brought to you by Matt's Automotive Service Center.
Retirement. Time to live life to the fullest. More tea times, more road trips, more fun with the grandkids. Medicare with Blue Cross Blue Shield of North Dakota. More choices, more support, just more. No matter what your more is, we have a Medicare option for you. Call 701-658-5181 or go to bcbsnd.com/Medicare to learn more. Blue Cross Blue Shield of North Dakota is an independent licensee of the Blue Cross Blue Shield Association.
It's the final days of Muscatel Burns Ford annual Sportsman Sale. The clock is ticking to get a great new deal on a new in-stock Ford F-150 and then to choose your complimentary gift. Will you choose an F-150 accessory package or maybe a Sportsman gift card towards your new Benelli or ice fishing gear? Or choose a Yeti cooler for yourself or to give away? The Sportsman Sale is only at Muscatel Burns Ford, just 20 minutes from Moorhead on Highway 10 in Holly. Hey, get your next Ford from Ward.
Here's a fact. North Dakotans have always believed in each other, in coming together and helping each other out, doing not what's easy, but what's needed.